minutes today, we're going to talk about, we're going to do this focus. M.E.E really stands for motivation, for education and empowerment. So it's all about the 10 minutes. So it's going to be a lot of information shared, but hopefully it's empowering you to be the best person that you can be. We're going to talk about strengthening family and community partnerships. The main topics we're going to cover today is what is community, what is partnerships, or I should say, what are partnerships, and what is important, and questions to ask. Community can be defined as a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. Now, it could be for the good. It could be for not so good in some communities that we may be involved in. A community doesn't necessarily mean just houses or apartments or condominiums, but it's also, I mean, it's really talking about those factors that are around us, that surround us, and what we are in terms and in part of that, you know? So are we the middle or are we on the outskirts? But the community is what defines our group. Who are we a part of, or what are we a part of? That's our community. Community provides stability. It's critical for our stability, and it contributes to your ability to thrive. Community is so essential to our well-being, and your family has a direct impact on how we thrive. And your family is a huge part of your community. Your school is a huge part of your community. Your faith-based community connection is a huge part of your life. Your friends, other extended family members are huge parts of your community. And those factors, those components really help us to thrive. And we want to ask ourselves, there's certain questions that we're going to talk about in a few minutes that really help you to hone in on the community that I'm a part of. Is it healthy? Is it stable? Is it inclusive? Is it supportive? Being a part of community really helps us develop a stronger sense of who we are. It helps us to talk about and to create our self-esteem. It creates those dreams. It's the foundation that helps us to think about, what about this? Or if I do this, it helps us to hone in on those choices that we make. And community helps us to really focus on who we are becoming. So these are some questions that I was talking about just a few seconds ago that you really need to begin to ask yourself. What kinds of partnerships and community do I have, or am I a part of? Because of the fact that those communities and those partnerships have a huge impact on our confidence, it helps us to figure out, how do we handle conflicts? It helps us to connect us to you, and you to yourself, and to you to other things and resources that are in communities. So it's a solid community that can provide tremendous benefits to you as a youth, as a teen, as a young adult, even as adults. It's important to acknowledge that there are all kinds of communities. All communities are not created equal. And as I mentioned before, there are some communities that we probably should not be a part of, and there are some communities that we need to explore more of and really become part of. It's important to ask these 10 questions when we're talking about community, building community even, or being a part of a community. Is the community healthy? Is this community helping me? Is it free from peer pressure? Is it good for me and for my family? Is the community authentic and genuine? Do members support one another and hold each other accountable? That's so important, because if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do in the community, will someone feel confident and connect with me and say, you should be doing this, and this is how it can be done? Or do I feel that I can tell someone else that perhaps let's make some better choices? Do I feel like I truly belong there, or am I just put there because someone has just brought me there? Does this community have a level of diversity? Is it about inclusivity? Or is everyone just like me? Like, I want everyone in my community to be like me. You know, we really want that diversity. We want to look at, are there other people out there that are different than I am? Because I know within my community, I can grow from that. I can thrive from that because I can learn from other people's cultures, the way they are. I mean, and it's really important to look at that. Is the community I'm a part of diverse? Is the community outward focused? Is it all about, let's see how we can build the community, how we can help other people? Or is it all inward, like it's all about us? You know, we don't really know what else is going on out there. We really don't care. We just want to be about us. Is that the kind of community you want to be in? Or do you want to be in that outward focused community? In general, do I share the community's values that I'm with or that I'm involved with? Do I want to belong to this community? Do I have the power to make the community healthy and really have positive change? So those are those 10 questions that you really need to think about when you're talking about community, because of the fact that it helps us to thrive. When we engage, especially those people who care for us as well, those would be parents or teachers, our friends, our extended family. When we have that engagement, that positive engagement in our community, it builds those partnerships, those community partnerships, those family partnerships, those educational partnerships, those faith-based partnerships. When we do that, it improves our emotional and our behavioral development. It helps us physically in our health. It provides safety. It increases our social development and our cognitive development. Research shows that when our families are more involved in the communities that you are involved in as a young person, our achievements go higher, our behavior changes, our emotional changes, our dynamic socially changes. And so when we have that community that surrounds us, that's really positive, it can have a huge impact, not just on the now, but in the future. When you have strong relationships or partnerships, you, again, have that emotional strength and that well-being of thriving, the resiliency, no matter what kinds of trauma or stress that may come our way, the community really can help us understand ourselves and how we can become more resilient. Positive partnerships with our teachers and our community and our friends are essential. So I want you to think about, after this 10 minutes of me, to take some time to make a plan, to really reflect on my community. What is that plan going to look like in the first quarter? And maybe if you look at this in terms of when you do your report cards, when you're looking at your progress reports, like, what is my plan, you know, academically? What is my plan as far as my position or my community building? What is it going to look like first quarter, second quarter, winter break, third quarter? So if you look at it like that, it'll make life a lot easier, and it's doable because you're breaking it into parts. So that community reflection is going to be really important. So what tools will you need? These are the kinds of questions that you can write in your journal, which what we talked about the last time we met together. So you're going to have that journal, and part of that journal is asking those questions. What tools will I need in order to accomplish these goals? You know, what resources will I need? What type of behaviors and attitudes will I need to change in order for this positive community to be built around me to really be that foundation? So that's it for today, for the 10 minutes of me. And I'm hoping that you learned something today. So in the chat or the Q&A, what's going to be your plan? Give me one thing in your plan that you would like to incorporate to increase that positive community. Let's see what you're coming up with. And if there's anyone that really has a question, you can actually ask it. You can raise your hand and I can turn on your microphone and you can ask those questions. So what kinds of things will you do today to really improve your connection in your community and making stronger partnerships in your community? Who would like to give us a little bit of what you're going to be doing? Anyone? You want to raise your hand? I'll make sure that your microphones are on. Can you tell me one thing you learned today? Let's see what we got here. Okay, yes, conversation and communication is so important. Not just always sending out text messages, but sometimes actually calling someone up can help really increase your connection in your community. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, okay. Okay. So yes, thank you. I'm so sorry. I don't know why this chat is not working. Yes, surround yourself with like-minded people. Surround yourself with positivity, right? And if you know that sometimes you really have a hard time getting things started or finishing things, look and surround yourself with people who can encourage you and give you the tools and the suggestions to really help you to accomplish your goals. It's been so nice connecting with each of you today. Make sure you continue to connect with us every first and fourth Saturday at 10:10. And next time when we meet, we're going to have a really special guest, and we're really looking forward to that. Thank you so much. And make sure to look at your community, be a part of those communities that really make a difference of positivity. Have a great day.